where is the evidence that we see that, number one, that the cost will be comparable? Has that been calculated? It probably has, but it's not been said in the document that it has been done. Now, when you do this cost calculation, for example, a very important point is what is the assumption that goes into your calculation? And that's what we tell our students. So when you put up a proposition, when you put up a proposal, you have to come up with a hypothesis, an assumption that you need to tell us what are the assumptions. Now, assumptions could be wrong. Donald said he has no crystal ball, and neither do any of us have any of this crystal ball. But you need to make some assumptions, and these assumptions have to be explicit to say that under these assumptions, that's how we come up with the cost. So that's a very important point that's missing in this. And the other thing is about reliability that Donald has mentioned repeatedly, and many people have talked about this. Now, yes, reliability is something that we all concern about, but this is always an average. So have we thought about, have we done any risk modeling in terms of worst case scenario? So in most of the power companies or power sector, when they want to do something new, they would do some modeling. Mike mentioned about this mathematical modeling and all that stuff. And many people have done modeling studies on different power supplies, different combinations of fuel, and different worst case scenarios, for example, with inclement weather and so on. So have this been done? Now we don't know. Maybe it has been done, but this has to be said explicitly to tell us that, okay, well, we've done this. We've done the worst case scenario modeling. And the modeling tells us that it's not going to be any worse than we have today with option 1, for example. So these are some of the information that's missing in this document. Now, I guess Simon asked me to talk about climate change a little bit. Now, in the document, it says on environmental performance, it does say something about the reduction in carbon intensity. But how is that calculated, especially with option 1, because we have no idea that 30% of supply from CSG, how that will contribute towards a carbon reduction of the target that we want to achieve. Now, this carbon reduction is very important because if you say, oh, well, okay, I mean, I read the document, say, okay, well, if we do this, if we do option 1, then we will meet our target. Of course we'll meet our target because we have 30% less of generation. We're just passing the buck. Is this fair to do this? And not to look at the carbon intensity, even to include that from the 30% that we're buying if we take option 1. And so if we're doing that 30%, what is the carbon intensity reduction that we can achieve with that 30%? So that has not been discussed also in the document. So there are many other things that have been discussed. So I think I'll just stop here for the time being, and maybe we can continue the discussion later on. Thanks, Sam.
Okay, thank you, John.